Hello and welcome to Project Insight's Power Tutorial series, where we highlight ways in which Project Insight gives superpowers to the project managers and organizations using our award-winning tool. Today, we're going to show you how to get started in our free Project Insight workspace. We're going to cover how to navigate the system, how to invite users and assign roles, create a project and manage the associated tasks, create a project template, work with reporting, and extend the power of Project Insight via add-ons. A few housekeeping items, everybody will be on mute. My name is Matthew Sparks. I'm very excited to show you how Project Insight has helped organizations make their work life easier for the last 2 decades through our project management tool. I'm going to jump right in. This is our home screen. This is what users are met with by default when they log into this system. The idea of this, kind of inherently is that it's icon based in notifications, modeling that of a phone. Everybody kind of intuitively has an understanding of that. To that point, the power of the tool that we're seeing here is all driven really off of the add-on section. I'm seeing this because I am an administrator in the tool. If I did not have admin perms currently, I would only see the concept of work list, projects, and reports. Um, Add-ons and admin is something that we will explore a little bit later. Admin when we add user, add-ons when we go to add mobile app functionality here. Really though, the key point of understanding the home screen, it is extremely easy to navigate to where you need to quickly. You have an idea of where you need to go based on the icons. PI though is extremely easy to navigate even when you do leave the home screen. Up at the top, you do see our blue menu icon up here. This is ways in which we can navigate to this same bar and destinations that you can see here on the home screen, where we can get to work list, projects, add-ons, admin. You have additional availability of getting into the reporting that we have, which we will cover a little bit later in the video. I can even readily search. So if I'm looking for quickly a project, or if I need to get a task, I can quickly search for alpha and find my project alpha to jump into. Carrying across the bar, I have my notification center wherein I will be pinged and alerted if somebody comments to me, if I have an upcoming task, if there's something that needs my attention. This is how PI can readily get that. Also, we can send emails and go through a few different other channels, but this is how you do it in-app. And then I have the ability to navigate my own personal profile. I can upload a photo, I can see who's associated with my team, I can just add my own preferences here. The idea though of this top navigation bar is it is extremely easy to get to where you need to quickly. With that said, the first spot that we're going to start in our tour is going to be to invite an additional user via the admin portal. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here on the admin icon. I can see here I'm met with a few different pieces where I can manage my account settings. I can look at my overall settings of PI, look at my add-ons, but as we had mentioned, we're looking for users. We have the ability here to see the users that we already have in the system. I can quickly also navigate to see if they are active or inactive. So in this particular instance, we'll go ahead and deactivate Gantt by just simply clicking on that. I can then show this toggle to see if I'm looking at active or non-active users. If I'm hoping to add someone new to the system, it's extremely easy. I have a few different options. One is I can just invite them. Pop in their email, put in their first name, and send the invite out. They will be able to create their password and do the rest. They will then be an assignable resource in the tool itself. Another way that's commonly used is really just to go through here and add the user yourself. In this way, you can come through here and assign a name. You can then, give the email, give a manager. There are different pieces that will stack up here as far as options once you have additional add-ons configured in the tool. That's actually really felt and seen here on the system roles, where you can then say, okay, I want Susan to be an administrator. I want Susan to have the ability to manage project templates and so on. You can see here some of these that are actually grayed out at the time do require the specific add-ons, which it will tell you what they are in order to have that assignable role. But that's is as easy it is in PI to give a new user. I can assign where they are as far as a time perspective, their allocation. If I choose to upload a photo, I can. But now I'm going to go ahead and have Susan Smith and Susan Sanchez here both as available resources here. That would be it. If I had put in an email for either of the Susans or specifically Smith, as we had just invited her, they would have received a welcome email and a means to activate their Project Insight account. Now what we want to do is go ahead and create a new project. In order to do so, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our projects homepage here. We're going to go through the menu bar. And click up at the top here, you have the option to add project, the plus project button. On this page, the add project screen, you can see I have the ability to name my project. So I can go ahead and say Project Lima. I have the ability to bring in a project template here. So if we have a predefined process or task list that we have, we can bring that in right from the inception of this project. In this particular instance, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bring it in blank and then we'll add this template in here in a little bit of time. I can say when this project's going to start. Is it today? Is it going to start in the future? I have the ability to decide, do I want to import from MS Project? We can also import just directly from an Excel file as well. Even do I want this to be a template for future use, right? Wherein then it would be selectable here in the template selection. For the time being, though, we're just going to go ahead and, as I mentioned, create a blank project where we now see one of many views and many ways in which we can kind of interact with this particular project. We are on what we call task list. This is going to be just that. A breakdown of all of the tasks associated with this particular project. Within PI, it is extremely easy to add an additional task. I can come up here and say add new task. I can go ahead and use our inline edit, do so using an entirely form, going through a template that we have in, and or importing tasks again from Excel or projects. For the time being, I'm going to just highlight the ease of use of our inline editor. I have the ability to say this is a kickoff event. This kickoff event is going to be 5 days to complete 20 hours worth of work. I have the ability to know that the date is going to be that of the start of the project based on the layout that we have on this template. This can also just be today's date if that's what we want, and you can see how that's assignable in a little bit. I then have the ability to create an owner here. So I can say, okay, this one's going to go ahead and be grants, save this. Now, Grant or whoever this assigned resource is going to get all of the appropriate notifications automatically around this start date. So depending on how we have it set up, can be 10 days out, 5 days out, but ultimately let Grant know you've got this task upcoming, it's going to be due, please get this done. You've got 5 days, 3 days, 1 day, it's overdue, Grant. Now we're letting somebody else know it's overdue by 4 days. That's all configurable within the notification add-on in PI. Ultimately, though, the task list itself is really mine, and I can make it that. I can right-click. I have the ability to insert additional columns that I may see fit and what might make sense for me to view in this particular, setting that I might like. I can then save this layout that might make sense for me. so that I can quickly get back into it. The idea here, though, is this is just an easy way for me to put in the tasks associated with my project. I can really quickly create summary tasks here and say this is a summary. Now I have the ability here to see the toggle and see where this would go when this is up. This is going to just create additional tasks below. If I toggle this so that the caret is down or the menu is down, this is going to create children. So tasks that belong to this summary. You can see here how they hide in there. You can take this a step farther and say this is a child summary. And then you can say child, and show how these roll then into PI. One of the neat functions as far as the day and duration here is you can say that these will all then roll up based on the children task. So this particular one, you have, let's say, 10 days to complete 40 hours of work. You'll see how this rolled up to that particular summary. You can then do the same thing for this particular one. Let's say you have 20 days and you have, let's just stick with the 160 hours worth of work. Now you've got the 200 here all the way up top on that summary. One of the added pieces of PI is I can easily create dependencies between these two, wherein if this task named children needs to be done before child can be started, I can come through here and just simply say, okay, task number 3 must be done first. You can see children, and that's the order in which these are. Our intelligent scheduling has changed the date associated with this to then kick off at the next Monday after this one finishes. So that's the idea here of PI's intelligent scheduling. As I'm creating these dependencies and building those in, it's going to bump that out automatically for me. If I were to say that, the children task here, task number 3, had to be had to start after the kickoff event was complete, I could do so. We'll see how that then changes the dates associated with all of these other ones, right? As that date cascades through. Now, I'd mentioned a little bit ago that we do have the ability to pull in from template. As we had saw with the creation of project, I could have selected at that time to bring in from a template. We can also do so now from this plus task button. I can come through here and say, let's go ahead and add from. I have the ability to say which template we want to use. I can get really granular with it and say I want this to be added to this summary task. I can assign multiple copies to this if I care to. But the idea here is once I say add the template into the tool, I then have the additional items here that we have from the template. You could see here starting off on design and all the way down through the testing here. In the template itself, you have the ability to have really any of the pieces that you see here. In this particular instance, we have some task owners coming through. We have some predecessors coming. If I need to reassign somebody, I can very quickly do so and save, just very simply within PI. Again, that's the idea here is it's very easy if I want to be bringing the tasks in. If I don't yet have these tasks imported, I do have the ability, or in the tool via template, I do have the ability to import them via Excel, via project. In doing so, I will have a quick video on how to do so. I have an example format of what this would need to look like to upload, and I can access full documentation if need be. The idea here, though, is I can quickly import from Excel and have my task list pre-populated. Now, one of the neat things about Project Insight is the task list is just one of many views and ways in which you can interact with your projects. You can quickly, look at a Gantt chart if you care to. The Gantt is going to give me a wonderful visual representation of those same tasks that we had on our task list, it's really the same experience where I can come in here and right click and get the columns that are suitable to me. But in this way, I then have a visual representation of what's happening on this particular project. If maybe I don't like the scale every single day, I can come up here and right click and change this to maybe monthly, where then I can see all of this in one shot and see how my project actually then would stack up here. One of the really neat pieces of PI is if I'm changing the dates here, or if I'm changing it based on the predecessors, and or if I'm using any of the other views, including just sliding it out on the Gantt chart, our intelligent scheduling is going to move all of the other tasks out appropriately. So that way my one action is cascaded through the rest of the system. That is the same here if I'm on the Gantt chart as if I'm on one of the Kanban boards that we have. We do planning, assignment, and status. So you have this concept here where I can see everything that we have on the project. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh and see all of the weeks ahead. And in this way, I can see how my tasks fall out on a calendar in that sticky note Kanban methodology. It's drag and drop, so I have the ability to just move these over if this is the view that I prefer. You can see my dependency then drug over and out with it. That's again based on the intelligent scheduling within Project Insight. That will happen automatically for me. Planning is going to be my calendar. Assignment is kind of that who's on first. You have the ability to see who is doing which of these tasks. If, Susan Smith quickly becomes unavailable, I can drag these over to Grant or just see what is unassigned and move those over to who I may need to. The status board is going to show me my work to completion. So this is again where I can come in here and say, let's view the next, specific amount of time. I can then show how we're working my tasks to completion here. One of the wins here of PI is one, these are all customizable and you can kind of make them your own. But again, I can drag this and easily understand where I am on my project throughout the myriad of views that we happen to be looking at here. One of the nice pieces here is all of these kind of connections that we had just looked at are felt here in the project overview, where I can quickly look at my, any piece that might be relevant, kind of from that more high level perspective on this. Now, one of the things that is really powerful within Project Insight, right, is that these all have the ability to, become a template. So now that we've added some additional pieces, if I say that I want to save this as a template, I could come through here and say, edit this particular project, save this as a template, Project Lima is the name just to note. I can go ahead and click save. I can go back to my project's home page. And one of the options that we did see up at the top was that of templates, where I can then see the templates that we have in play, the original and now Project Lima template. That easy to then be able to, mass report and, duplicate that workload within PI. Now, one of the amazing wins of the tool is the fact that reporting is just a click of a button, the same way in which I can navigate to the reports or, the project homepage or my work list. I can get into my reports. I can quickly look at a visual report such as a cross-project Gantt, where I can quickly see, where all of my projects are falling. From a timeline perspective, I can see the milestones as diamonds here. In PI, the reporting isn't just kind of a dead document. I can even comment. If I need to ask somebody a question, you can see Susan Sanchez is on this particular one. If Susan is behind, I can ask her right here in the tool, why are we behind? Susan then will be pinged again either through the in-app notification that you'll see up here at the top, through our mobile app, which we're about to enable, or through email. It's kind of up to us and how we do so. The window of the reporting in PI is I can quickly get to what I might need to see. So if I need to see what's current and overdue across all of these projects, you can see here all of my project names. I can even sort by project name and see what is overdue and current. If I'm maybe looking for even a narrower list here and I just want to see what's actually overdue, I have the ability to quickly change that and say, all right, well, show me what's overdue. In doing so, I can rerun this report and see what actually needs our attention immediately. It's that really simple to get that. If this is a new report that I care to have within the tool itself, I can now save. I can share this to be distributed with the users that we have. And I can even schedule it to be sent automatically to them. So if I want it to go out, they have the ability to do so. Now, the last piece that we want to quickly touch on today during this tutorial would really just be the concept of adding additional power to PI. Susan has called. It looks like Susan Sanchez has got a lot of these overdue tasks. Maybe she's let us know that it would be a lot easier for her to manage this if she can handle this on her mobile phone, as she's out and about frequently. We have the ability to give that power or a lot of other powers via the add-ons section of PI. Here I can see the add-ons that are automatically installed when I create my Project Insight workspace. Ultimately, we have the ability to create projects and create and manage tasks, make a repository of project templates for repeatable workflows, connect to applications like Office 365, Microsoft Teams, Gmail, and Outlook. We provide mobile capabilities, the ability to set favorites page, and you have the ability to add custom fields to items in the system to capture your own work. Not installed gives you the ability to adjust how comments are utilized in the system, associate work with a particular company, change the formatting in time, currency, kind of the system as a whole, organize users into groups for shared reporting or giving permissions, integrate with Slack, create specific resource attributes, link to content libraries, and create custom checklists for any task to display. In fact, that's what we're going to add on right now is the ability to enable custom checklists. So here we can see again, I'm on my installed add-ons. I'm going to click here to say get more. I still want to install that task checklist. So up at the top, I have the ability just to simply say task check. Here you go. I can immediately find what I'm looking for. Installing an add-on in PI is extremely easy. I can just simply click here. I then have the ability to install. If I need any questions or help on this, I also have a useful video here. Boom, that's it. Just as easy as that, it is now installed. You do have the ability to see the additional add-ons that are available in the Pro, Business, and Enterprise levels. These do require more kind of exploration at a later date, but these you do have the ability to get in, see the tutorials, find out which plan it is associated with. Enterprise, if it says contact us. We really did want to go hit on that mobile app as well, though, as it is extremely easy to do, enable. Here you have the option as it is already turned on. All we need to do is go into the App Store and or Google Play Store and enable that. Provide my login, and boom, I'm in. I have then the ability to manage my work list via the mobile app, and that way we can make sure that things are done in a timely fashion. If you have any questions on anything within the universe of Project Insight, we've made it extremely easy. I can readily get to the Help Center by clicking Help here on the top, clicking Help Center. You can see a new tab is brought open where I have the ability to see self-help resources. If you do get stuck, you have the ability to submit support tickets as well, which we have. Quick access to free live training if you need that. That is on Wednesday morning for our enterprise customers. But specifically speaking, self-help resources galore through here. So if you want to get into any of the general tutorials, the user manual, you have the ability to do so very readily. If you do have any additional questions, please do comment or reach on out via the support channels that we've mentioned. We really appreciate everyone's time today. Thank you so much.